Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the host country's economy and its refugees and how refugee affect the economies. And a refugee, what is a refugee? A refugee is a person who he is forced to leave their country due to fear, violence, or the politician reason. And my name is Saw Ray, and I'm going to be talking about how the refugees are good for the host country economy. And today I'm going to be talking about the examination of interrelationship between the issues, the consequences locally and globally, and point of view locally and globally, and the opposing viewpoint, and my argumentative toward this whole topic and research. So the first topic I would like to talk about today is the interrelationship between the issues, and I see two interrelationship between the issues, which are taxes and jobs. So the local people believe that the tax should be going toward hospital, roads, and schools and homelessness instead of refugees. And they wanted to rebuild their communities so the communities could be a better place. And and this is true. And the other side of the aspect, people said the money should be go to refugees, which can benefit the country later on. Uh, with that being said, the governments mostly spend their money on refugees such as Medicare, food stamp, and Social Security, and many more. And but in the future, to do time, they will pay back all the tax money and they will pay more if they live in the host country long enough. And another issue I saw was the jobs and how it can create competition within jobs, which means local people cannot get the job if there are more people competing for jobs. And this statement is false. And the next topic I want to talk about is the evaluation and the consequence. And I'm going to go with the local aspect first and then talk about the global aspect. And with the local aspect, is that there are positive and negative consequences. So the negative consequence will be the government giving out too much money to the refugees, which can go towards schools and the communities. And and is that the U.S. are spending much of is that the refugees are spending percentage of the GPD of the country network. And that would be the negative aspect. But the positive aspect is that refugees with their foreign knowledge and skill, they're gonna create a new jobs and create new businesses, and they can create their own restaurants, and that may bring in more revenues, mean more tax. That means the GPD of the country can go up. And with the global aspect, I would say it's mainly a positive aspect. And if view it as positive view is that they create jobs and they create diversity within the country, which means new marketing platform for people to buy. And with new marketing people to buy, that means the money can recycle within the country. So that means it's good for the GDP health overall. And for the point of view, again, there's a local aspect and the global aspect. So I'm gonna go with the local first. And with the local aspect in the United States, I would say the topic is very mixed and very diverse, and many people have argument toward refugees. And for example, in the Trump presidency, he viewed the refugee as a burden to the country, to the point where he banned the Muslim country from going into the United States. That being said, it's because of the fear that they saw the refugee and can hurt the country, such as the influence and such as taking the jobs again. With the influence in the host country, such as the United States, it can cause many damage within the country, and which can hurt the country later overall. And the other side of the argument is the Joe Biden presidency, which they have resettled and rebuilt many the refugee program, and they think the refugees are good for the economy and will bring different goods from different countries. So more new marketing place in the United States, so people can buy more within the communities. And with the global aspect of the point of views, again, it's very mixed. But the majority of the countries said it would strengthen the government and the GPD, and they would create jobs for the countries, and with jobs they can go work at the hospitals, They can be engineers and work, which is good. And the other minority say is a burden to the country because within some countries, some culture are hard to assimilate to, so it's gonna take a while for them to assimilate and build new businesses. It can help the country later on. And for the opposing viewpoint, there's three reasoning for the opposing viewpoint. The first reasoning is that they spend a lot of money on the tax, and the second reason is where refugee get monies, they're gonna send it back to their original countries. And the third reasoning is creating a new competition of jobs. So spending a lot of tax money is true, but within the next few years after they live long enough in the host country, the host country is gonna benefit from them because they're gonna pay back in tax, meaning they're gonna buy the goods in America, so the money will recycle and strengthen the GPD. And the second reasoning is the refugees are sending money back to their country of origins, and this is hurting the economy within our host country, they believe. So when refugees start making money, they're gonna send the money back to their original country to help out their families. And people disagree with this method because the money should be going toward the United States. I mean the host country only, and then the money should be recycled, which strengthen the host country economy. And the competition job is a huge factor in all of this. And with my research, it said that it was a myth and that people who should have jobs, I mean, people who should get jobs should have jobs, but there's many gaps within jobs and many jobs available, and it's not competing for any job, and this aspect is false. And then for my argumentative for the whole topic, when I said refugees are good for the economy, I would give three reasons to why. It's because first of all they pay tax, and the second of all they create business, and the third of all is they fulfill the low paying jobs, the requirement that are not being filled up. So we're paying back the tax. This is true. They pay back the tax with they pay back the tax. When first coming in, the government would pay the tax, but afterward they're gonna start paying tax back and pay more and more and more, and the children would pay tax, and that would help the communities overall, and the money would go back to the communities, and would strengthen the communities. And the second reason is because they carry business. Like I said again, with the foreign knowledge and foreign goods, they can set up their own businesses, which the local can buy, and it can cause diversity within the host country. And the local can buy new goods that never seen before, and which can strengthen the communities, a new job aspect. And the third reasoning is fulfilling the lower paying jobs. This is true because the lower paying jobs are not being fulfilled because it requires labor. But with refugees, they tend to work at the lower paying jobs, and they do not complain much because they're trying to make the money and help their family. And in conclusion, for overall, it's a win-win situation for both the host country and the refugee. The refugee are being safe, and then with the country, the host country, they're also benefiting from the refugees because they're gonna be paying back in tax, and then if they're working, they can create diversity and new goods within the communities, and it can strengthen the communities overall. And overall, again, and I said, and that will be all for today. And thank you, and have a good day.